The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Welcome to the Happiness Jungle TV show. I am your guest host today, and I am Queen of the Jungle, and I have my queens with me. Actually, I look at them as my goddesses, my goddesses of the day. We are talking today about cause marketing in action. Cause marketing is one of my passions and hot topics, but these ladies are actually living it. So I'm going to let you actually introduce yourselves, let our viewers hear a little bit about how cause and business are partnering so beautifully in the synergy that you have going on. We have got Joanna and we've got Jenny, and I'm going to let you just take it from here.
Sure. I guess I'll explain first. So again, my name is Joanna De Pena, and I'm the founder of TopNotchScholars, and we are a youth leadership organization headquartered in Lawrence. And what we do is simply just empowering our youth, sharing with them how they can be successful, working on self-confidence, self-love, financial literacy, college readiness, anything that's outside of the classroom in order to help them reach their ultimate success.
Now, I know you're also a motivational speaker. Tell us a little bit about your story of how you wanted to help the youth. Like, what is that all about?
Well, I was inspired because I've always had a mentor. So growing up with a single parent and having that mentor, I realized, following education really is a key to success. And I'm basically just passing on that word.
Nice, nice. And of course, one of your dear friends, Jenny Alvarez, is in the office with you, in the space, making it happen. Tell us a little bit about your business and how you guys know each other.
So I'm Jenny Alvarez. I am the owner of Alvarez and Company, and we are an event planning and production business, also located in Lawrence. Joanna and I share space, which is something that's worked out tremendously for both of our businesses. And basically, the way that it works is that
the way it works is when people come in and they're looking to have an event done, and then there's also the kids that come in for Top-Notch Scholars.
They learn about our business.
Right, so Top-Notch Scholars, which helps the children of the Lawrence area to be inspired, right? And you guys are sharing space together. So when somebody comes in and they talk to you, you mentioned to me the other day something about loving the stories of your clients. Can you share one of the stories with me?
So my biggest thing is always learning what's the story behind the event, because when people are planning a party or an event for whatever it is, most of the time they're, I'm just planning my daughter's sweet 16 or my baby shower, but there's always a story behind it. So I tell them, tell me more. Why is this so important to you? And that's really what drives me. So I fall in love with the story. I've had clients that come to me and they're planning their daughter's sweet 16 when they've had an unfortunate situation where their daughter was born with a health condition, and they were told that she was not going to make it until, past the age of 9 or 10. And here we are about to celebrate her sweet 15. So it's a huge event for the family. So my goal is to make that dream come to life because I know the value, how important it is to my client.
So it's not just about putting up some balloons and picking out the right color for the tablecloth. It's about actually honing in on what the client is all about and making that experience as personal and customized as possible.
Exactly. It's all about bringing every single idea, every single dream to life for them because it's a once in a lifetime. They will never be able to relive that moment. So I want to make sure that when, first of all, the experience, the entire process from A to Z, planning, the location, the colors, the theme, all of the details that are going to go along with the event. And then the moment they actually walk into the space to see in their vision and their dream come to life, to me is the biggest reward. And then how it connects back to Top Notch is the beautiful thing because all of our youth, all of the kids need an opportunity for growth, for development. So as I get to know my clients, I learn to know about their needs, their struggles. So, what kind of things it's either the youth dealing with or mom. And so I immediately say, well, let me tell you about Top-Notch Scholars and what we do for our kids. They immediately fall in love with the concept of, the services that we are providing. I introduce them to Joanna, and immediately they get signed up to be a youth leader for our program.
Well, one of the reasons I wanted to bring you ladies on the show was because of the whole cause marketing. So just so that our viewers understand, when we have a cause, whether it's children, animals, elderly, veterans, cancer, whatever that is, when we have something that we are on purpose about and have a passion for, and when we can partner and pair that with our profession and our profit, for those of us as business people, we want to be a contribution. We want to give back. Some people are doing so much giving back that their business suffers,
right.
and they're spending so much time, volunteering that they don't have enough money to pay their own rent.
Right.
But then there's other people who are doing a lot of business, but they're waiting until they have enough money and time to give back. So one of the things that I help people do is say, listen, you got a cause, you got a business, let's put the cause and the marketing together because it's win-win-win. The organization gets more notoriety, makes more money, gets more advantages, and the business itself can grow.
Yes.
So talk to us a little bit about, you mentioned to me before that you've got clients that are so passionate about what she's doing that they are actually just wanting to sponsor and donate and be a part of that.
It's beautiful the way that it's working because my clients themselves and even my vendors, as soon as they learn about what we're doing and the impact that it's creating within our kids in the community, they want to get involved too. So they either they have donated to our nonprofit organization, or they have sponsored some of our events. They volunteered to come in and just give us an extra set of hands. So it really works out.
I love that you've shared that they get behind it, because for those of us who are visionary, thought leaders, forward-thinking, who are wanting to be a contribution, we already have something that we're passionate about.
Yes.
But there's a lot of people out there that aren't really sure. They don't really know what it is. They want to do good. They want to stroke a check. They want to give back, but they don't even know what it is.
Where?
So when we can help them have something, they say, wow, that's a great, yeah.
Exactly.
I'll do something for that group. So tell us a little bit about how you guys met and what kind of events and things you've done where both the nonprofit and the for-profit have been able to partner up and just make a big win-win.
So we do everything together.
They call us a powerhouse.
Powerhouse, I know.
We are the powerhouse, and I really think it's because of the energy that we bring in and how that energy.
We're loyal, we're dedicated to each other.
Yeah, we met through a friend in common. She was having an event, and she needed help. Joanna was helping her on her own side. We didn't know each other before, and I was helping with other things. The day of the event, we came across each other, and it's funny because it's actually a little personal to me. I came across Joanna because I have a daughter. I'm a mom myself. I have a teenage daughter, and when I moved from Florida to here, I was looking for an organization, something that I can involve my daughter that was going to be a positive influence and something that was going to help her stay focused and stay true to her values and everything. And every time that I brought up that conversation, they said, you got to connect with Top-Notch Scholars. You got to. So I Googled Joanna. I said, let me find out who this girl is. And when we went to the event, we saw her across the room, and I said to my daughter, isn't that Joanna? Everybody
Isn't that woman I've been stalking?
Yes,
Pretty much.
So we said, let's go talk to her. We connected, and it was incredible. My daughter connected with her in a beautiful way. She became her mentor, helped her tremendously. And as soon as I learned about more about what she was doing and how she was doing it, it wasn't even anymore about what this program was doing for my daughter. I just wanted to get involved and also help grow this incredible program. And from that moment, we kicked off.
Mm-hmm. And your daughter became a student ambassador for Top-Notch Scholars, so she's helping with the youth, volunteering, and pretty much handling most of our events, being that student leader. And as far as how her company helps Top Notch, every event that we have, she's our major sponsor. She helps with the decor, the planning, the vendor management, just everything. And so, for Top Notch, we have an amazing event. The youth are super excited because we have a great event, and we're so grateful to have Jenny on our team.
Talk to us about what the event looks like. So we're talking about a event
Yes.
and the kids that are helping out and
Yes.
being ambassadors. Walk us through what an event looks like.
So the event that I'm mentioning is it's a youth leadership conference. So basically our youth identify 2 or 3 topics that they're interested in, right? And then it may be self-confidence, financial literacy, or about college. So we have them brainstorm and then we identify. Then we go out and recruit speakers. And I'm one of them. So as we're recruiting speakers, we create this event and we promote it to the youth organizations in Lawrence and over Haverhill Lowell. And then last year we had a little over 100 kids come over to the event. We had a couple of vendors, some sponsors. We had raffle items. It was an amazing event.
In addition to that, the kids get to get the exposure to be able to speak to, all of these speakers are in different career paths. So they not only talk about their careers and where they are today as a professional, but they also talk about their struggles. What are their struggles that they went through trying to achieve their goals and to get to where they are today. And it helps the kids see things with a bigger, with a bigger picture. Okay, it's not going to be easy. To get to your goal, it won't be that easy. You will run into struggles. You will run into tons of obstacles. But if you stay focused, if you stay determined, this is what you can do. So it's almost like seeing it with your own eye, how real things can be and how successful things can be if you stay focused.
And one thing to add on to that, we actually give our kids the opportunity to have a leadership role at the actual event. For example, we have some kids that are MCs, so they MC the whole entire event. And so we have 2 twins, Shakira and Ashley, and they're hilarious. So they have the whole room cracking up, so it makes the event even 10 times better. Some of our kids are doing the registration table. Some of our kids are handling the raffle, so when we're giving it out, the kids are verifying the ticket. They're giving the raffle tickets out. We have some kids who are introducing the speakers.
Yes.
So it's just an amazing dynamic that all of our kids are, experiencing public speaking, or facilitating an event, or helping serve with pizza, or even before the event, the planning. So they work with Jenny to plan the actual event.
So they're learning so many skills from Top-Notch Scholars. Part of our curriculum is the public speaking, the customer service, etiquette, so many things, right? But then they also intern with me. So they're learning how to run an event, how to prepare for an event, greeting, setup, breakdown. Basically running an entire process of putting together and having a successful event where we just give them the tools, and then when the event happens, they get to really run the show.
Including, from what I hear, a TV show.
Yes, yes.
Let's talk about the TV show a little bit. Tell us how that all came about, and it sounds like we're going to have TV producers and camera people and audio, et cetera, yeah?
Yeah, so we were introduced to a local public access TV through our good friend, Robert Santiago. And so we went in there, we had a meeting, and they fell in love with our program. And our kids they came up with 3 segments, and it's pretty powerful. They're pretty excited. And we have a team of 12 kids.
One of the things when people ask me, what's that piece of advice that you would give people to start out with right now to change their life? One of mine is change your playgrounds and your playmates. In other words, change where you're hanging out and who you're hanging out with.
Absolutely.
Circle of influence.
Yeah.
Right, circle of influence. So just being a part of Top Notch gives these kids a whole new playground, whole new playmates, and people to rub elbows with that are teaching them skills that they'll take.
Absolutely. It's funny that you said that because we always say when we're teaching these classes, like, listen, it's not about how big is your circle, it's who is in your circle. Because a lot of these kids, they want to be popular. They want to be hanging out with the most popular kids and who's funny and, who's got all the attention. But unfortunately, sometimes that's not the best, right? So for us, we're, other than being a powerhouse in business and everything, we're best friends. So for the kids, they get to see what it really should look like, the support system and having someone who's going to hold you accountable to your goals, to your dreams, and where you're trying to.
And we always say, this is best friend goals. So the kids start laughing because that's like a funny thing that,
They
like pretty
say.
popular. But this is best friend goals. We do business together, we work hard, we support each other.
See, what's beautiful about that is you are showing them by example about having drive and determination.
Yes.
You're showing them that you're never too young or too old, or and that you can be a good friend,
Right.
and that you should be a good friend and support one another. Being from the South, Mama always said, "You're only as good as the company you keep."
Yes.
I'm sure it's said in every area, but you hear that. For me, they're only as good as, but it's so true. You are only as good. You are a mirror image of the people that you hang around with. They say that if you take the 5 people that you hang around with and divide their income, divide their spirituality, divide their friendship goals, etc., that's who you are, right? So you guys are showing people by example. So talk to us about not just the events, that one big event. What else have you got going on for the kids?
So we have our Youth Leadership Academy, which we run twice a year, and it's a 13-week curriculum program, and the kids come to our office once a week, and we have the 3 months are broken down from leadership, workforce readiness, and college readiness, and they come in once a week. We also add a component of community service, because we always say it's not just what happens inside the classroom, it's also what happens outside the classroom, getting them civically engaged. And then at the end, we graduate them. Last year, we graduated 23 kids. Last year was our first time running the program. We just started the program in February, the Academy. The organization has been up and running since 2015, where we started with motivational speaking engagements, going to schools and organizations, hosting speaking engagements. And then we were getting a lot of demand from kids and teachers and parents. Well, do you have a program that we can sign up our kids? And we're like, yeah, no, not yet.
Coming soon.
So then we, one thing led to another, and we ended up creating an academy that the kids, from last year to this year, we're actually over capacity, where we're considering having to run 2 classes at the same time because,
kids don't want to wait.
Many kids.
They don't. Number one is that they wanted us to extend it. It started originally with just 8 weeks, and they're like, no, this is too short. We need more. So we extended it to 12 weeks, and instead of once per week, now we're going to do 2 per week, so that we can host 20 kids one day of the week, and then 20 more the following day, and that way have a better.
Fortunately for you, you've got that big function room now, and you
Yes.
could have 200 kids in there at a time. So having overcapacity is always a beautiful thing. And I was going to ask, how in the world did you come up with the curriculum? I mean, that's quite the undertaking. Where did you come up with the curriculum?
Yeah, so I actually studied my master's last year. And so during my master's program, we had surveys, and we went into the schools, and we identified what topics are the kids today interested in learning, and what are they struggling with. So it's one thing, I can think what topics they want, but it's about studying what they're actually going through, because the problems and the issues that are happening today are very different 10 years ago when I was, their age. And I'm young, so I'm not too far, but, we have to stay current to what their struggles are, and how to get them to where they need to be.
I love that it's so current and that you actually asked them
Yes.
what they want. School system is broken. The school system is still trying to create factory workers, and put people in a job that they're not going to have in the next few years. So I love that you're asking them. Even in business, we want to do case studies. We want to do market research. So you've already done that. So that's why your classes are so popular, and that's why you got a waiting list.
Yes.
Is because you are doing that which they want you to do.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And the classes are very high energy. They're trendy, so we're able to keep them engaged. They don't want to go. Class is done, and 2 hours later they're still there, and that's so great because it's a safe space for them to be in. They can do their homework. We have a computer learning center where they can jump on a computer and do their homework.
Now, is this something that people in other counties, other states, other parts of the country, or even parts of the world could actually model? Do you have some kind of a franchise or a way to scale this?
That's in
One
the
of our
works.
goals.
That's in the works. Eventually, we want to be a national organization where we open up different chapters, because we're seeing that it works.
Yeah.
It works.
We're
It really
currently
does.
knocking doors in Florida, just because I have a lot of connections there as well. So we're going to be traveling to Florida soon, and hopefully in the future we can have something starting over there.
Well, now, of course, this TV show will be seen all over the country, all over the
That's
world.
awesome.
And so anyone who's watching that wants to contact you says, hey, my school needs this, our kids need this, they can obviously contact you, and you've already got the curriculum. It's just a matter of putting 2 heads together.
Exactly.
Make it happen.
And the beauty of this is that they can tell us, schools, companies, they can tell us what their need is, and then we would cater our topics and our services to that. It's not necessarily that they have to look at our website and pick one, which I think that makes it really unique.
I think that's one of the things all three of us have in common is being very specific, being very customized to what our customer, our client, our student is actually needing. You know, it's not about, hey, here's a rigid outline and a curriculum and you must follow it like the old school system or like the old business model or like the old coaching, you know. So it's a matter of us being creative and actually giving our clients, our students, that which they really need, that which they really want.
Yeah.
And to touch upon the TV show that you mentioned that we're starting, so the kids that graduated last year, they didn't want to go. They wanted to stay, you know, within our program. So they were like, hey, Joanna, can we start a program? And so we were just, you know, brainstorming. And we came out with the TV show. And so our friend Robert connected us to the station. And now our kids are going to be hosts and producers and editors. And there's so many great plans that's going to come. We're so excited for this. And the kids, we had the tour yesterday, and we're just pumped to start.
Well, now I know you're doing internships. Do you have any kind of job placement or anything in the works?
Yeah, so we actually currently do help our kids find jobs and land jobs. So we also help with resume building. And it could be our kids, but also kids in the community. They can come in. We have a template, and then we kind of talk to the individual and see what have they done. And if they have nothing to put on their resume because of their age, then we recommend, you know, community service or, hey, you know, maybe we might have internship placement. So then we also help them develop their resume in the meantime. And so when they walk away with a resume, they walk away with experience. And then if they identify any jobs or if we know of anything, then we connect them. And then we do one-on-one interviewing skills.
Right.
So we actually coach them how to interview. And recently we had one girl who applied to like Marshall's. And she showed her resume to the manager. Manager looked at it, and he's like, I have no questions, because she interned for us. She worked for Jenny, and
summer.
she did the Youth Leadership Academy, and the resume looked better than most resumes that I've seen that any adult has had.
So how many 15-year-olds have the opportunity to walk away and
shine.
we even do professional headshots. So they walk away with a professional headshot, with a complete resume, and it's real. It's things that they're learning when they're interning with me. We have a partnership also with a company, an organization that will pay the kids for a summer job. So instead of them actually going to work at, you know, a restaurant or a supermarket, they're working with us. They're learning with Top Notch different skills, and they're learning with me running events pretty much from A to Z.
I remember you telling me that you had a kid that was working with you whose schedule is now so busy, he doesn't even have time for you anymore.
He is a superstar. I've always told him, you know, when he came into our program, he was referred by a mom who was coming in for her daughter. So they were cousins. And she says, you know, I really want to refer Nathan. He's, you know, a little older than the kids, but I think he would really benefit from what you guys have going on. So when he started, he was shy, sitting in the back, not really saying much. I'm like, we have some work to do here. And by the midway, a couple of weeks into the program, he was just completely incredible. Such a shining star personality. And long story short, he shared with us about his love for makeup. He wanted to be a makeup artist. And I said, well, what's stopping you? Let's talk about this. And we came up with inventory listing and what do we need, and everything that he learned with me about customer service skills, sales, marketing, how to build those relationships with the clients, referrals, things like that. He started taking care of some clients for prom, and now he has such a busy schedule he can't come to see me. I'm like, hello.
But we're so proud of him. So
Yeah.
that's a success story that we like to share.
Definitely.
It is. And, you know, I talk to people all the time. It's not just who you talk to, it's what you say and how you say it,
Yes.
you know. So what you guys are helping them to see is, okay, here's who you're talking to. You're going to Marshall's. Here's what you can say. Here's how to make the resume. But even more importantly, and on top, the cherry on top of the sundae is how.
Exactly.
How are you being? How are you going to show up? Like
Right.
what is your presence? Now, your kids that come to the program, this is a nonprofit, so
It is.
there any fee for them to be a part of it, or what does that look like?
It's completely free right now, and so, you know, we're heavily funded with a couple of foundations, so we're lucky enough that we're able to provide it for free.
Heavily funded. fully funded is what one of my mentors used to say. So any kids that, do they need to qualify in any certain way?
There is an application process. We do want to make sure that they are committed, because it is a commitment, right? You can't just show up to classes and never show up ever again. So it is a commitment. We do ask for referrals. We do ask for grades. And from there, we have a committee, and we look over all the applications, and we choose.
Well, I tell you, it sounds to me like you've got a list of people that are just waiting to get in, and anybody that's filling out that application, actually by doing the application, instead of it just, hey, anybody and everybody can just come in, there's an application process. Now it makes it feel more exclusive, more, instead of just a volunteer army, it's an exclusive club.
Exactly.
For you. So we've talked a little bit about maybe putting cause marketing together in a way that could benefit how both of your organizations are run. Tell us a little bit about what it means to you to love and fall in love with your clients' stories, and how we can put that to good use as a event planner for yourself.
So, I mean, for me, falling in love with what I do, it's a must. I have to love the process. Being an event planner, it's a lot of time commitment, a lot of work that goes into it. But loving the process, loving the end result, it's the biggest factor for me. For us, I think that what has worked tremendously is that I also get to know the clients through the program, because a lot of the kids I work with everybody, you know, with different budgets and different mindsets. We've had clients that are students, right, and the families are families with very low income families, and in their mind they would not be able to ever have an event. But what we have done is that I've put together an entire process of the one-stop shop, and the client gets to hire me to take care of the entire event, and instead of paying 15 different people, they only pay me. They go into a payment plan, they pay little by little, and that way it becomes affordable.
And I love that. I love that you're the one-stop shop, because to go find the DJ and the photographer and the this and the that, it's overwhelming for so many people. So you're providing a service that people need. You are definitely providing a nonprofit service that people desperately need. So we at the Happiness Jungle TV show are super excited to share you with the world. And as people are seeing this around the country and around the world, they know who to come to when their youth is needing what you have. And I look forward to seeing it as being a national, maybe even international.
Yes.
Cami Baker here. I am the queen of the Happiness Jungle today, and I'm so glad that you joined us to experience these lovely ladies.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.